Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And we finna get into this Super Bowl, man. What a game, a great game. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl, and I wanna talk a little bit about the NBA a little bit too. Cause I'm gonna be getting into that once it get close to the playoffs time. Cause you know the regular season is so long in the NBA is crazy. But what a Super Bowl, man. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. World champions, baby. Way to go. I'm not mad at it. I picked the Eagles to win. And I do have a small place in my heart for the Philadelphia Eagles because I was a fan of them when I was a younger boy. Some of you may know, you done heard me say this before. But what a game, man. What a game. I guess they told Pat Mahomes, you're not finna do it while Tom Brady in the building. We not finna let you get a three-peat while the actual GOAT is in the building. You think we finna let you do that while Tom Brady here? No, sir. Rebob. Pipe down, little buddy. Pipe down. Because Tom Brady in the building. We can't let him witness all his greatness just be discredited because you come and win 3 Super Bowls in a row. Well, am I hating on Pat Mahomes? No, I ain't hating on Pat Mahomes because Pat is my homeboy. You feel me? I like to say it like that. I like what Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have been doing over the years. Just the dominance that they've been showing year in and year out over the last couple of years. You feel me? But honestly, the Eagles were the better team. They had the better roster. They had the better talent on offense and defense. So it was only right that the Eagles won this game. It only makes sense. But the Eagles come out on top 40-22. And mind you, you see the 40-22, but it was a manslaughter. It was a landslide for the first 3 quarters of this game. You know, I often call them KFC. But Kansas City, they got a few little garbage time touchdowns, you know, you feel me, to make the score look a little pretty. But at one point, I want to say that thing was about 40-6, you feel me. The Eagles was really putting the smack down to Kansas City, Candle Apple. You know what, you feel me, if you watch wrestling back in the day when the old Rock was on there, Dwayne Johnson. But I gotta give a shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Jalen Hurts did his thing. He must be remembered the first time they lost against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl because he came and balled and he was a man on a mission. He was on a mission this game, man. He could not be stopped. He looked calm, cool, collect. He looked poised out there. And he was a Super Bowl MVP, finishing the day 17-22, 221 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 INT, and also got it done with his legs, 11 carries, 72 rushing yards, and 1 rushing TD, 6.5 yards a carry. They needed that because, you know, Saquon Barkley, the Chiefs really dedicated on stopping the run. We just gonna be honest. They wasn't letting Saquon Barkley do much of anything. They was all around him. They was gang tackling him. They was everything. They was filling the gaps. They was where they needed to be when it come to playing against Saquon Barkley. But Saquon Barkley did get a few big catches in that game to help keep the drives going and keep the chains moving on some of those Philadelphia Eagles drives. So I like to see that. But really, even though Jalen Hurts get the MVP, if you could give all these guys an MVP award, it's the Philadelphia defense, man. The defense came to play, and they would not be denied. It was like me watching the first time Tom Brady went against the New York Giants in the Super Bowl, how that defensive line was just harassing them. They were harassing Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes ain't have no time to do nothing, no time to think, breathe, nothing. And they took Travis Kelce out of the game plan. Perfect defensive game plan, defensive scheme that the Philadelphia Eagles use, man. And guess what? They hardly ever had the blitz. They were rushing forward most of the night. And the Eagles defense came away with 6 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 4 PBUs, and 11 QB hits, man. They didn't give Pat Mahomes time to do anything. And they also got a pick 6. They came away with 2 INTs on the day also. So yeah, man, it was all over Pat Mahomes, boy, man. And really, once they made the Chiefs one-dimensional, the game was over from there. The Chiefs could not run the ball whatsoever. They didn't have any run game at all. Couldn't run the ball. Kareem Hunt, feel me, he's a little bit out of his time. Pacheco, I don't feel like he weigh enough out there, to be honest with you. The Eagles, they was just on a whole nother level that night, and they was ready to get stuff popping and shaking. But like I say, man, the Chiefs, they only had 1 rushing first down, and they had a total of 49 rushing yards. and the Eagles held them to 275 total yards of offense. It was one point in the game, I want to say they had less than 50 yards of total offense, and I would want to say we was in the third quarter by then. So the Eagles defense really can't play and dominate, man. And that's the true meaning of defense win championships, you feel me? The Chiefs won 15 games because, you got Pat Mahomes and an explosive offense. But when it comes to a championship, man, that's what defenses is for. Defense win championships, offense win games, man. There's nothing changed, man. As much as they try to change the sport of football, it's still the same. The team that can run the ball and play good defense will win. And when I say run the ball, it don't necessarily got to be with your running back. Because the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, put it in his hand and got 72 rushing yards to help them move the chain and help them get over 100 yards on the day. And the Chiefs couldn't even crack the 50-yard mark as far as rushing and total yards on the day. So great job by the Philadelphia Eagles. Way to do that damn thing. Fly Eagles fly, man. Way to go. I like that. I like the touchdown Skinny Batman had caught. Also, Devontae Smith became the first Alabama player to score in the Super Bowl. That's like kind of shocking. You would have thought all that talent that come from the University of Alabama, they'd have had a lot more people out here scoring when it comes to the Super Bowl. They put talent in the NFL year in and year out. I can't even hate on them on that. In halftime show, I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't even watched the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. When the halftime came on, I went to the store, you feel me? I had to go in and take care of what I had to take care of before the game came back on, you did. So I ain't watched the halftime show, so I don't know if it was a good show, a bad show, or whatever, you feel me? So I'm gonna just say my opinion, because I ain't even watch it. Unless I go back and watch it, then I might come back on here and talk about it or something. But other than that, nah, man, I ain't gonna talk about that. But it was a great Super Bowl, man. Next year, I would like to see two different teams in the Super Bowl. I'm kind of tired of seeing the Eagles and the Chiefs at this point. But hey, you never know, man. Maybe the Eagles and Chiefs are just that good to get back in the same position next year. You never know, man. They still gonna have some of the key pieces on their roster, so we shall see. Both of these are championship contending franchises or organizations, however I should say that, who knows. But also, other than the Super Bowl, man, I want to talk a little bit about the NBA. Not much so as, what's everything that's going on, but just, ask a few questions, and I want y'all to kind of respond to me in the chat if you must, if you may, if you like to, you feel me? I don't care if you don't, but I would like if you did, though, to be honest with you. Is the NBA watered down? You feel me? Is it getting less exciting, less entertaining? Because lately the NBA has been losing viewerships, nationally from national broadcasters like ESPN, TNT. The viewership ranking is going low. I kind of feel like it is watered down a little bit. It's not the same as it used to be when I was growing up. Mind you, I'm a 94 baby, so you feel me? So from the time I was probably about 10, when I was really getting into watching sports and stuff, from 10 to now I'm 30 years old, it's been a lot more to desire from the NBA, I must say. I remember a time when almost every team in the NBA at least had 1 to 2 players that could give them some spunk, you feel me? At least carry the team, carry the load. And now the NBA is very, very top heavy. Once you get past the first 5, maybe 6 teams from each conference, there's no point of watching anybody else, if you're being honest. A lot of those teams don't have a chance. They don't have a superstar to draw you in, to want to watch them, per se, instead of saying look. And I also want to say, man, the NBA, I think all the 3-point shooting is kind of bad too, man. We don't have those players like Giannis. A lot of people love Giannis because Giannis go down there, drive the lane, force his way in the paint, dunking that thing, banging that thing on people. But a lot of guys now, they just want to shoot the air out the ball, man. And excuse me. And if you tune into a game where it's a whole bunch of missing going on, It don't make for good basketball to watch. You shooting 3 for 20 from the 3-point line. Like, come on, man, what are you guys doing? And it's a substantial decrease in viewership from the national NBA broadcast. You feel me? And a lot of people are blaming it on the 3-point shooting, like I was just saying, man. But me too. I just think, man, it's so watered down. You can barely touch anyone. And it's hard to be a fan of a particular team in the NBA because at any moment your team can lose a superstar. You seen this what happened to Dallas. It's just weird to me, man. It's just so top heavy, dog. I keep repeating myself because I can't really find other words to explain what I want to explain. But like for instance, when you think about teams like the Wizards, the Jazz, teams like that, you can't just, what superstar just pop off your head? None to me, if you be honest. You feel me? If you want to consider Jordan Poole a superstar, then by all means go ahead, but I ain't doing that. Feel me? Anybody can go to Washington that can play a little bit. You're going to be the guy, so you're going to have to get buckets, you feel me? It don't matter if you the best player on a team that only won 10 games in the 82-game season. That don't matter. Nobody really gonna care. Majority of your games not even gonna be played on national TV. And most people, honestly, they go rewatch the highlights of the NBA, you feel me? Just because, like, the game kind of watered down, you feel me? And if you ain't rooting for, like, the top teams in the NBA, there's no point of watching it because your team's more than likely gonna suck and it's gonna be at the bottom, you feel me? And me personally, I was a player kind of guy in the NBA. I ain't really have a team. I'm rooting for players. I'm going where my favorite player go. And now my favorite player retired, which is Carmelo Anthony. And I kind of root for Kevin Durant a little bit too. But Kevin Durant, he been a little iffy, man. He ain't been the same Kevin Durant since he left OKC, to be honest with you. I don't think he has what it takes anymore to lead a team to a title. And, time ticking. Tick-tock, Mr. Wick. Tick-tock. And when I say time ticking, I mean the battle against age, father time. You feel me? You don't have forever to get it done. When you're getting older and older, we see from the hairline. You feel me? I don't want to dish you too much, because I'm a fan of you, KD. But hey, man, time is ticking. You probably should have went back to Golden State. Because hey, man, these young gunners, they finna come in and do what they do. But I will say, I like what OKC doing. OKC, them young guys out there, they got a pretty good squad. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you got Chet Holmgren, that's how you properly say his name, and Jalen Williams, you feel me? I like those young bucks, man. They doing what they do. Who else I like though in the NBA? Because it is getting kind of watered down to me. And while I'm talking about the NBA, I just want to say this about the Bronny James situation as far as him in the NBA or not in the NBA or whatnot. Me personally, I felt like Bronny James should have stayed in college for 4 years. Get him time to grow his body and get comfortable playing with a higher level of competition. So then by the time he would have got to the NBA, he would have been at least a decent or serviceable player in the NBA. But when he had his little debut or whatever, man, he showed that he wasn't ready. And the G League, I see he be hooping in the G League, but I don't know how good the G League is. So maybe he a little better than the G League, but he ain't ready for the NBA. That's still to be seen, man. But his father is one of the greatest players in NBA history. One of. I ain't gonna say he is the greatest. I'm gonna say one of the greatest. And I think he rushed his son into the NBA a little too quick. I feel like he should have let his son take his time and grow within the college game and then move on instead of, herring them up along and moving them along to the NBA. But that's just me, feel me? I ain't nobody. I'm just here talking. The guy just talking some smack, talking some noise. But yeah, man, y'all get in the comments and let me know, do you feel like the NBA is watered down? What do you think they need to do to get back to, being exciting? Because me personally, I miss the guys like Vince Carter that's going to go in there and banging that thing, or you guys like Tracy McGrady when he was on the Orlando Magic. He was a real hooper, man. And around those ages when Tracy McGrady was on the Orlando Magic, it was a lot of teams that had a player on their team that was going to make some noise. Even like Steve Francis when he was on the Houston Rockets, they had Yao Ming. Every team had somebody that can make them go. The Spurs with Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan. The Pistons when they had Ben Wallace, and what my boy name is, Rashad Hamilton, and Tayshaun Prince, and Chauncey Billups, and all those guys, man. Those are the good days, man, of basketball. But now it's so watered down, you feel me? I can't name you 5 people that's on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they doing good right now, besides Donovan Mitchell and Garland. But besides those guys, I don't know. Maybe Jared Allen. Let me stop. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. I had to come here to talk about a little Super Bowl, a little NBA, you feel me, here and there. I want to get y'all takes on it also, though, man. I want y'all to get in this comment section and let me know how y'all feel about the NBA. And shit, tell me how y'all feel about the Super Bowl, too. Did you win some money? Did you lose some money? Who knows, man? Some people was just betting that they was going to rig it up, and they put all their money on the Chiefs. But, hey, I just went with the Eagles because I felt like if they wasn't going to rig it up and they would let this thing play it out on the field, the Eagles was going to dominate the Chiefs. And I said this in my video if you go look back at it prior. You feel me? It's just the Eagles flat out had a better team. But with that being said, it's all about the you. You know, you got to throw that you up. I need some hurricane videos. I don't got that much content as of now because, you know, it's the off season. Spring football ain't start yet. So when spring football gets started, I'm going to try to, you know, give y'all a little bit more information that I have learned, in my opinion, about my Canes. But with that being said, like, share, subscribe, you feel me? It's all about you again. I gotta say it again. And your boy DP is out of the bit. You heard me?